Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Tyree from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be the Combat Series episode number 12. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms: our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of the Combat Series this week. What undefeated record was more impressive in combat sports? Floyd May-weather's 50-0 streak in the sport of boxing, or Khabib's 29-0 MMA record inside at the sport of MMA? Which undefeated record was more prestigious? Which undefeated record is more impressive? And before I go on with my take, I'm not taking anything away from Floyd May-weather and Khabib. Obviously, two of these athletes were in different sport worlds, Floyd being in boxing, Khabib being in the UFC. Hands down, it is hard to be undefeated, finish your career undefeated in either respective sport. Floyd Mayweather walked away 50-0 in boxing, and Khabib walked away 29-0 in MMA. There's not a handful of guys that can say they've done either or in the sport, finish their respective sports undefeated. But to me, Floyd Mayweather's 50-0 undefeated streak was more impressive than Khabib's 29-0 MMA record. And I'm going to explain why I do believe Floyd's record was more impressive. You look at victories against world champions. Floyd Mayweather, in his illustrious boxing career, went on to defeat 21 different world champions in his during his time in boxing. 21 out of 50 of those wins being against former world champions. And then you look at Khabib's MMA record, 29-0. That is prestigious as well. However, when you look at the 29 fights that Khabib has had in MMA across UFC and other MMA platforms, Khabib has only defeated two former world champions. And that has to be a deciding factor as well, and why I do believe that Floyd's record is more prestigious than Khabib's. Then you look at world titles won in different weight classes. Now, like I just touched on, obviously Floyd and Khabib were in two different sports and combat sports. However, there are different weight classes in boxing and in UFC. And Floyd Mayweather won more titles in different weight classes than Khabib. Floyd Mayweather was a 5-time world champion at 5 different weight classes, compared to Khabib, who was only a world champion in one specific weight class. Then you look at cleaning out their divisions. Both guys did a tremendous job at beating the best of the best in their respective divisions in two different sports. When you talk about cleaning out the division, the edge has to go to Floyd Mayweather. He beat the best of the best in the welterweight division. In the welterweight division at 147 pounds, that's when we saw Floyd Mayweather's career take the best steps forward, beating the best of the best. And he did that by cleaning out the whole entire welterweight division late in the second half of his boxing career. He went on to beat Zab Judah. He went on to beat Ricky Hatton. He went on to beat Shane Mosley. He went on to beat Andre Berto. He went on to beat Manny Pacquiao. That is impressive. And I'm not taking anything away from Khabib, who in his own right cleaned out the lightweight division in the UFC. He beat Conor McGregor. He beat Dustin Poirier, and he beat Justin Gaethje. So it's impressive by both respective fighters and two different sports, but the edge has to go to Floyd Mayweather in terms of beating the best of the best and cleaning out your own respective division. Then you look at the longer title run. I got to get that edge to Khabib. Khabib and Floyd Mayweather both had some long reigns as champions in their two different sports. Both fighters held titles for a total of 3 years. Obviously, there's more titles in the sport of boxing than there is in the UFC. Floyd Mayweather went on to be a unified champion at the welterweight division, holding 2 to 3 titles, really mainly holding 2 titles for a total of 3 years in the welterweight division. But the same could be said about what Khabib did in the lightweight division in UFC when he held the lightweight championship for a total of 3 years. Khabib holding that lightweight championship in UFC for a total of 3 years makes him the longest reigning and defending UFC lightweight champion in UFC history, when he held that title for a total of 1,077 days as the reigning defending lightweight champion in the UFC, holding that title from 2018 all the way to 2021 when he officially decided to retire and vacate the title. But I just thought of this on the fly, but I should add this in there as well. I will give brownie points to Khabib because when you think about it, both of these fighters fought Conor McGregor. When you think about which man beat Conor McGregor down the most, it has to go to Khabib, because the entertainment bout between Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather should have not been a fight. It should have been an exhibition, but it was ruled a pro boxing fight. Floyd obviously went on to knock out Conor McGregor in the 10th round. But then you look at what Khabib did against Conor McGregor. He basically dominated the fight, set the tone of the fight, and made Conor McGregor submit in the 4th round, dating back to that fight nearly 5 years ago. So I guess the edge goes to Khabib, who handled business better against Conor McGregor. But overall, my final thoughts on this take: I do believe that Floyd Mayweather's 50-0 streak is more impressive than Khabib's 29-0 streak, and it's just everything that I put it together. I think these are the reasons why I do believe that Floyd's boxing 50-0 record is more prestigious and it's more honorary than Khabib's 29-0 record in MMA.